Buenos días, es el viernes y son las 12. Hello everyone, it is 12 o'clock on Friday, so it's time for our community Spanish, the 3 of 3 for this week, broadcasting every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon. We also have our community French going on Tuesday and Thursday mornings at 8:30, and the children's programming every afternoon with kids Spanish at 3:30 and kids French at 3 o'clock. We also have going live on Instagram French and Portuguese lessons, so there's a lot of things to tune into. A couple of plugs to make before I get into the content for today. So first is to please remember to like, comment, and share on the video so we know what you're enjoying. And if you have any requests for topics, please feel free to let us know, either on our Facebook page or also on the Facebook Live page of our website. We have also a suggestion box there so you can leave us some ideas. And while you're on the website, you can check out, we have not only all the videos there posted in nice and organized in a different list depending on what subject you're interested in. We also have our extra worksheets that are going along with all the videos. So there's a lot of extra resources there for you to take advantage of and also to pass along to anyone else who might benefit from those. That is that thing, that plug. And then the last thing I want to mention is that the July classes are beginning next week. So it's kind of very last minute at this point, but if you're really eager to get started on the class, please feel free also to reach out to us still, and then we'll see if we can figure out if there's a good place for you in one of the classes that are beginning next week. And if you need any help to figure out your level or any other questions, we're happy to answer those questions. So now let's get into our topic for today. We have another vocabulary lesson. This one is on sports. I thought, especially as we're getting more into the summertime and more people are starting to come out and maybe be able to do at least some kind of a sports activity. Obviously, we're not doing a lot of things in groups right now still, but just still, summertime is a time that makes me think about sports. So I thought this would be a good opportunity to share some sports vocabulary with you in Spanish. So we have, after learning the words, we have just a brief exercise to do together to kind of identify what sports you see happening in some pictures. And then for the exercise I'm going to post on the website, it's a kind of a little bit more challenging of an exercise where a certain sport is being described in Spanish and you have to guess what sport's being described based on the clues. So that will be up on the website a little later today. So without further ado, let's get to the vocabulary and start learning these words together. I'm going to share my screen. So por favor, repiten después de mí. So please repeat these after me to make sure you're learning the good pronunciation. And also, as we know, the more we repeat something, the more likely we are to remember it, even though I know it seems a little bit mindless just to repeat or copy words again and again, but it really does help you to absorb the material. So we're going to have you repeat the words for pronunciation and also to help you for the memory. So first we have baloncesto, baloncesto for basketball. Next for handball, balón mano, balón mano. For baseball, it's very similar in Spanish, béisbol, béisbol. Next we have for boxing, boxeo, boxeo. For racing or like a race is carrera, carrera. Also, it does mean a career as well, like, you know, what kind of your work history, your work record. But in this case of the context of sports, it means a race. Next, we have for sports, water sports, sports in the water. So deportes acuáticos, deportes acuáticos. Next, for winter sports, kind of the opposite of the deportes acuáticos, we have deportes de invierno, deportes de invierno. Next, we have for a training, entrenamiento, entrenamiento. This is what we maybe would call like a practice in English. So you have like, you know, maybe tres entrenamientos each week, maybe, for example, three different practices. Okay, next we have for horseback riding is equitación, equitación. Is for fencing, esgrima, esgrima. For skiing, and we can use this for all kinds of skiing. So if it's like, you know, winter skiing or water skiing or maybe even like cross country skiing, all these will have this as the base word for skiing. It's esquí, esquí. Next for soccer, we have fútbol, fútbol. And then for what in the US we call football, or in Spanish they call it fútbol americano. Fútbol americano. Next for gymnastics, we have gimnasia. Gimnasia. Golf is the same in Spanish, golf. We just pronounce it with a little bit more of a Spanish accent, golf. It's the same case for hockey. We're just gonna kind of pronounce it in this with Spanish pronunciation, so it'll be okay. Okay. And then ice hockey, okay sobre hielo. Okay sobre hielo. And we cannot change the different fields. So if we're talking about field hockey, it'd be okay sobre campo. So we can just change the last word to explain where the hockey is taking place. Okay, next for judo, judo. Judo. And for a marathon, maratón. Maratón. For swimming, natación. Natación. And for ice skating, patinaje sobre hielo. Patinaje sobre hielo. And for a different kind of skating, roller skating, patinaje sobre ruedas. Patinaje sobre ruedas. And for Pilates, again, it's the same as, but we're just going to pronounce it in Spanish way, Pilates. Pilates. Crew, this is like the sport crew, not like a crew as in a group of people who do something together, but the sport crew is regata. Regata. And for rugby, same in Spanish, but just with Spanish pronunciation, rugby. Rugby. Then for tennis, tenis. Tenis. And then for yoga, it's again also kind of the same in Spanish, but depending on how the speaker would say the Y sound, we could have some different pronunciations between yoga and maybe more of a hard J sound, like a yoga. So depending on the pronunciation, maybe even yoga again, but again, mostly I've heard more commonly yoga. So we had more of the hard J sound. Okay, so those were many sports. So let's go through them one more time quickly. So we have baloncesto, balonmano, béisbol, boxeo, carrera, deportes acuáticos, deportes de invierno, entrenamiento, equitación, esgrima, esquí, fútbol, fútbol americano, gimnasia, golf, hockey, hockey sobre hielo, judo, maratón, natación, patinaje sobre hielo, patinaje sobre ruedas, pilates, regata, rugby, tenis, yoga. Muy bien. Okay, and one note before we go on to our simple exercise. So when we say in English, we usually ask someone, what sports do you play? And while this would not be incorrect to say in Spanish to ask someone literally, what sports do you play? But it's more common in Spanish to ask someone, what sport do you practice? So, ¿cuál deporte practicas? So it's more common to say this way in Spanish, about practicar instead of jugar. Again, not incorrect to say jugar, but it's just more common. People say more often with practicar. So they don't mean literally like, are you practicing this sport right now? They mean to say like, is this a sport that you play in general when we use the verb practicar? So just keep that in mind when you think about how you're going to use these sports and talk about the sports. So let's get to our exercise. So we have some photos, some pictures of some different sports. And we're going to try to identify what sport we see in the picture. So this is where you want to put in the comments and leave what you think you're seeing in the picture. And hopefully these should be pretty clear, but there may be some interpretation potentially. So if we go to número uno, a la izquierda on the left, so which sport do we see here? ¿Qué es? ¿Qué deporte es? What sport is it? I'll get us started here. We have la natación. Natación, swimming. Natación. Next one, okay. Número 2. ¿Qué es? What do we see here? We have, if you remember this one, we have equitación. Muy bien, equitación. Ok, voy a escribir equitación. Okay, ¿y qué tenemos aquí? What do we have here? What is this one? This one probably is the most common Spanish sport that people know, even as an English speaker. Yeah, fútbol. 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 Okay, and then the last one on this row, ¿qué es? ¿Qué deporte es? What sport is it? Es baloncesto. Baloncesto. Basketball. Muy bien, let's go to row number 2. Okay, so here we have on the left, a la izquierda, what sport is that? This one is a little bit less common in terms of the most popular sports, but it's a sport. You have it in the Juegos Olímpicos, in the Olympics. This is fencing, or in Spanish, esgrima. Esgrima. Okay, muy bien. ¿Qué tenemos en la foto aquí? What do we have in the picture here? This one I think is maybe not about the sports specifically, but it's more of an activity. So what activity do we see in this photo? We can see someone who is winning, so it's a race, and the race in Spanish was carrera. Carrera. Okay, dos más. We have 2 more to go. So, ¿qué deportes? What do we have in this picture? Es béisbol. 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 Muy bien. And then we have one last one. This got probably the most words in this one for talk about. As we can see, it's a kind of skating, and it's skating on ice. So we need to have 3 words, skating on ice in Spanish. So this one, skating, patinaje, and then we're on from our preposition lesson that we've done. So if you want to get a little refresher on those prepositions, check out those videos. I did a whole series of videos on prepositions. So we have definitely a lot of material there. So it's sobre, que patinaje es sobre. And remember the word for ice, which was y hielo, starting with the H. H-E, H-I-E, L-O. Patinaje sobre hielo. Muy bien. Okay, excellent. So that's the exercise we're going to do together. Again, as usual, the best practice with these kind of exercises is to talk about your own life and to ask people questions about what they do in their life, especially with the sports. That's something that most people have something they can say. So that's a great thing that you can use in your everyday conversation to practice that. And in addition to that, I'm going to be posting, as I said, another exercise up on our website. So if you want to get a little bit more practice with the sports, and in a way it's a little bit more challenging, where we have a sentence that describes the sport in Spanish, and then you have to guess what sport is being described. So I'm going to post that up a little bit later today. So that's all for us today. Next time I will see you on Monday at 12 for our first community Spanish of next week, the first full week of July. Everyone have a great 4th of July weekend. Feliz 4 de julio. Gracias y adiós.